What's up, Tampa? It's March 26th. For those of you just joining us, welcome to Tampa Talk. I'm John.
And I'm Dahlia.
So what are we talking about?
Well, we've got a major shakeup inside Tampa police leadership, as well as multiple arrests at the county level involving local deputies. We've got some updates in Ybor City and a lot of happening in USF athletics, and then even where Tampa ranks nationally for allergies.
A ranking for allergies. Well, before we get into that, let's talk about this week a little bit. Here's what's on my mind. It was a very busy week. We have now opened at the drop. So we've been running Tuesdays and Thursdays and breakfast on Friday mornings. So Tuesday, Thursday's been 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. But we're now open. We have our Wednesday team. We got trained and ran it on Wednesday. And then we also opened last Saturday. We'll be open this Saturday. So we are now 5 days a week. 4 of those are fully operational days, 8 to 1, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We will have Saturday till 1, but right now we're doing it till 11 because a lot of that team is from a ministry that's doing a little like worship service kind of thing in another part of the building at 11:30. So they're inviting folks over to that, and we need some more volunteers to kind of take over at the end of the day. So if you guys want to come help out on Wednesdays, there is a need there so we can keep the doors
Saturdays?
Sorry?
You need
Yes,
people on
Saturdays.
Saturdays?
On Saturdays. Come help us on Saturdays, which for those of you working is a great opportunity, and particularly we need that from like 10:30 to 1 or 2. We'll be open till 1, and then we have an hour of cleaning afterwards. But we would love you guys to come and join us for that. But we will be open probably until 1 this Saturday because we have a couple extra churches coming in to help out. We're doing like hot dogs and haircuts this weekend. Yeah, we actually called the event Hot Dogs and Haircuts.
Yeah.
It's pretty clever. So we're super excited. And then Friday morning is going to stay just breakfast. So there's Bible study in the morning, and then from 8 till 10:30 or until they run out of food, they're open for breakfast. That's not a day to come get showers and do laundry and everything. But yeah, man, we've I think now we're like, okay, we're good. We that's enough for now. Let's like learn the ropes and get handled around that. And
that's great. 4 days a week is great.
It's huge. It's huge. And you know, I immediately realized we had quite the advantage of like a whole day between days of operations. You could like reset and get the towels folded and all that stuff. So now we're having a lot more like after hours work, but it's a big deal, man. We're really excited about it. And we're so grateful for all the volunteers and people that have been pitching in to make it happen and dropping off, coffee and donations and whatever. But yeah, it's been a pretty amazing week. I am like sleepy though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get those teams trained
up. For sure.
Well, getting into this week in Tampa history, we're going to take it back to March 28th, 1896, when the first streetcar crossed the Lafayette Street Bridge.
The bridge had just opened days earlier, pretty quietly at first, but word spread fast, and by the afternoon, people were already flooding across it.
And then a few days later, they held a much bigger dedication with a full parade, a band, mounted police, and city leaders.
Then on March 28th, things got even more interesting. The first streetcar...
I think it was the first car the first time, and then the first streetcar the second time.
Is that what it was?
And actually, it was a carriage.
Crossed.
It was a carriage.
Because it's 1896.
Correct, yeah. And actually, the most interesting part of this story to me, which I want to make sure we don't leave out, is that they launched Roman candles off the streetcar. And what did we discover, John, from that?
Well, yeah, so I read this. I said, wait a minute, 1896, they're shooting Roman candles off the streetcar? I was like, there weren't Roman candles in 1896. And so Dahlia looked it up.
Turns out Roman candles were actually like first invented, quote unquote, in the 8th century in China. They were like, first version of like pyrotechnics, and then popularized in Italy, hence the name Roman candles, in the 18th century. So they've been around for way before 1896, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's super wild.
Yeah. So yeah, it was quite the celebration. Mrs. Chester Chapin hosted a group in a custom parlor coach that traveled from Ballast Point through Hyde Park and across the bridge and into Ybor City. So quite a different era.
Yeah, the Roman candle thing I was tripping about. But yeah, we learned something. We learn something every time we do this. All right, so let's get into the news a little bit. First up, a major development inside of TPD, the Tampa Police Department. Assistant Police Chief Ruth, is it Cate? Is that how you say that? Ruth Cate has been terminated after nearly 29 years with TPD.
So according to the department, she was notified on March 20th that she was being let go and for not meeting expectations of the role.
She was initially allowed to retire and used accrued leave, but things escalated quickly.
So Cate retained an attorney and raised allegations of retaliation, which led to her being placed on administrative leave while HR reviewed the claims.
And just days later, on March 24th, she was officially terminated.
So this is still developing. I'm actually very interested to see where this goes. But yeah, and in more policing news, 3 deputies were arrested in Hillsborough County last week in separate domestic violence incidents.
Yeah, the first was a detention deputy cadet arrested Monday for domestic violence battery.
The second case involved a deputy accused of threatening a woman with a gun and preventing her from leaving or calling 911.
Third incident involved a deputy in Port Richey where a person was seriously injured and taken to the hospital.
So all 3 deputies have been suspended without pay as investigations continue, but not a great day for Hillsborough County Sheriff.
It's not a good look.
No.
Yeah, not a good look at all. Like,
well, it just goes back to the whole like giving, like, not to defend these guys. I don't know the situations, but like you need somebody to help you process everything you deal with as a police officer, and if you don't have that, you take the aggression out on somebody, right? And also just the pipeline to being an aggressive male looking to be entering the police force. Like there's so much toxicity built up around that space that there really needs to be the supports for people in the role.
I just want to acknowledge that this is a very compassionate, understanding human perspective that I appreciate from partners in my life, rather than the immediate thing that comes to my mind is the types of people that want to be cops.
Yeah. No, but
like in me, I'm like, oh, right, because you wanted to be a cop. But that's not fair. Although that's one perspective on that. Here's another, and those in dialogue. But in either case, it's not hard to hear these stories and go,
yeah,
the cops.
I mean, 3 in a week there's something going on, right? That needs to be addressed.
So over in Ybor City, there's another phase of the 7th Avenue brick project underway.
So 2 blocks between 17th and 19th Street will be closed starting April 13th. Construction expected to wrap up by early May.
Each block takes about 30,000 bricks, all laid by hand. So this next phase will install around 60,000 total bricks.
The goal is to slow traffic and improve pedestrian safety while restoring some of the historic character of the district.
So, real quick on the bricks, have you heard the term alley apple?
Alley apple? No. I don't think
so. Well, I'm giving it away because it's coming up with bricks, but I heard someone say this the other day, and like a bunch of people knew what it was. Maybe a bunch of you know what it is, but basically a brick or like a brick pulled up out of the alley turned into like a projectile.
That's where I was going with.
So it was like, I threw an alley apple, and I was like, an alley apple, and then all these people like knew what an alley apple was. I looked it up, and sure enough, it's like, no, that's
the thing. Huh?
Bricks, red bricks.
Well, getting to some USF coaching changes. So there's been a lot happening in their athletics. Men's basketball coach Brian Hodgson has left for Providence, and after leading the Bulls to a 25-9 season in an NCAA tournament appearance.
USF moved quickly to replace him, hiring veteran coach Chris Mack, who brings over 300 career wins and 9 NCAA tournament appearances.
And that's a pretty big ship, going from a rising coach to a proven veteran.
And on the women's side, USF also hired Kristy Curry, who has a 27-year coaching career and multiple NCAA tournament runs.
So a lot of movement coming with USF athletics. I think that's going to continue to be the case as they built up their stadium, got in the sports commissioner.
Major time of investment. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening.
I always think about that. If in like 10 years, or maybe 20 years, my kids go to USF and it's like a cool school to go to.
It is a cool school to go to.
I mean, I love USF, but it's by no means it's not like going to Bama or UGA or USC or, you know. Yet, exactly.
In slightly less exciting news, but relevant, Tampa has been ranked. We often get these Tampa ranked kind of pieces that we share with you guys. They've been ranked among the top allergy capitals in the U.S.
Yeah, we got a bunch of the Tampa Bay in here, with Tampa at number 29, Sarasota at 28, and Lakeland at 20.
The rankings look at pollen levels, medication use, and access to specialists.
And I know I've been feeling it lately. So if
you're in there like wiping your eyes up, like you're gonna do that while we're reading the allergy story.
So if you've been feeling it lately too, you're not imagining things. All right, well, let's get into the events going on. So the Bay Area Renaissance Festival is still going on this weekend, wrapping up from March 28th to 29th. Tickets are $28, and the festival goes from 10 to 6. And then if you're a sports fan, the Lightning have several home games coming up at Amalie on Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. With Lightning Captain Victor Hedman is currently on a temporary leave of absence for personal reasons. So go check out the Lightning.
Is this supposed to be called Benchmark now?
It is supposed to be called Benchmark Arena. But would we really know what we're talking about?
No.
If we said it? In Toronto, the like Rogers Center has been renamed. Like anyways, I couldn't. There's a point is like it was the Sky Dome and it's been renamed and just like nobody knows. Everybody still calls it the same thing, and so I have a feeling it's gonna take a while for Benchmark International to.
Yeah.
It's also a long one. And then on every Thursday of the month, you've got Rock the Park over at Curtis Hickson Waterfront Park. It's free. It's from 6 to 9. It's a running monthly series showcasing local music, and it's great. It's put on by Symphonic Distribution, and it's a really good time. And then if you wanted to catch us out at different things this weekend, we're going to be at Harvest Toe Park.
We will be at Harvest Toe Park, probably like 10:30ish. We'll be hanging out all morning, sharing groceries at the Kinship Mobile Free Market. We'll also have a crew down at the Ybor Street Community Garden, right?
Yes.
In the afternoon.
Yeah.
3 to 5. I think they'll be hanging out.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, we lost a slide of notes here, but we will be hanging out around the community. We're super grateful for you guys listening and tuning in every week. We do encourage you to continue to share the show, comment. Please engage with us, send in questions. Please share news stories or events that you have coming up. We would love to share. This is all really an effort for us to keep our thumb on what's going on around town, but also for you to kind of keep up with word on the street and what's going on around town. Speaking of word on the street, wordonthestreet.xyz. If you want to subscribe to the newsletter, which is really the show notes to this and a link to this podcast, it'll come into your inbox every Friday morning at 6 a.m.
And that's what we're talking about, everyone.
Until next time, y'all be good.